because the bones have a lot of fat.
This is the bone burner, the
bone.
crematory.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever burn human bones?
Not yet.
For fun? Well, if they're not being used. Okay. Any coffee buyers that don't pay?
The Sweet Maria's coffee will be the first.
Sweet Maria's coffee. Am I that bad? I pay. Okay. So it's mostly goat and cow?
Only cows.
Only cows?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the slaughterhouse here.
And from this you get, from slaughterhouse. So this you get what? Calcium?
Phosphor and calcium.
Phosphor and calcium. Okay. I'm making a little video tour, so I hope that's okay. What are these? What are the bags here?
We source the bones.
These are other people.
No. These bones burn.
Oh, I see.
We keep them in the bags.
When we drove in last night in the dark, I thought it was homemade organic cement.
This is the rock
It's not
powder.
funny. Huh?
Rock powder, the rock grinded.
You can buy.
Mira, Barbie.
No. This place is really goth. Like gothic.
Yeah.
Burning bones and weird.
Ese parece zapado.
Yeah. So, do you choose a type of rock to have?
Yeah, depending on the electromagnetic measurements.
Yeah.
Because different rocks have different electric measurements.
Is that easy to check?
Yeah, it's with a device for it.
Okay.
So, for example, if the measure is between 0 to 300, is a rock with low electric interaction. So
Okay.
it means that it moves very slow to the plants. So we
Okay.
need to use
Are you
a rock powder
Is this-
more than 800.
more than 800?
More than 800. This is for the bones grinder.
This is your bone grinder?
Mhm.
Okay. Very goth. It'd be better if it was by hand and you had a man chained here, like a prison. No, just kidding. I'm trying to make like a horror movie. Okay.
So we have the rock powder, we have
Certified
all
goth.
the sulfates. This one,
Sulfites you buy.
copper,
Okay.
magnesium, potassium. This is the only sulfate we need to do the organic fertilizers.
So the principle here is that these minerals applied directly to coffee are not usable by the plant.
No.
So what you do is you're creating a microorganism soup,
Yeah.
un caldo de
See.
caldo de Leo, and then using this, and you have to feed the microorganisms molasses.
Mhm.
Where's the molasses? Well, you just buy it locally.
Yeah, I just buy it when I
Okay.
need it.
And is the molasses come from sugar processing or from
Yeah, sugar cane.
alcohol?
Concentrated.
Okay. And
So
so this,
In each tank,
yeah.
we have, for example, this one is a tank for harina de roca, which is the rock powder. Harina de hueso, the bones.
Okay.
This one is.
Fertilizante. Es el ABC.
Now, do you use the same microorganism and the same feeding of the molasses in each type, or?
Yeah, it's the same.
And you told me you use cotton blanket or cotton material to create a.
To cover the microorganisms. So there is a bag type with cotton.
A bag.
A bag. It's a bag.
Okay.
You just put the microorganisms, make a bag,
Yeah.
tie, and put into the tank.
Okay.
For
And these are
example, this
just.
one is for nitrogen.
Como hace la
Here,
burbuja.
making nitrogen. You can see the activity.
And this. Oh yeah. There you go. So it's
It's fermenting.
it's an airlock, and you're creating
Yeah.
fermentation,
Anaerobic fermentation.
anaerobic fermentation. Why can't it be aerobic fermentation? Why can't you have it just open?
Because the
Yeah.
microorganisms in the soils are working without light and without oxygen. So it is the natural environment for the microorganisms. It's the same in the soil. We are just simulating the conditions in the soils here in this tank.
And how do microorganisms make those minerals available to the plants? Why aren't how what's the action that makes
They put enzymes and degrade the sulfates and create energy for them, but the subproducts are the minerals for the plants. That's the way it works.
okay? Now, from the rock, do you have certain like unusable stuff that settles at the bottom? Like, is there certain byproducts that are not usable?
No, at the end it's just all the in the tank is also 100% soluble.
Okay.
You can see any rock powder in the tank because the fermentation makes soluble all the minerals. That's the thing.
I guess I was wondering if you have to stir it at all in order
No.
to keep it.
No.
But you can feed these microorganisms again and
5
create
times.
about 5 times without adding any more mineral.
Yeah, each time you have to add the molasses, sulfates, and start again
Okay.
for another 30
Right.
days.
But you can keep the cloth material and okay.
Yeah. So each tank is.
And you can do them on a smaller scale in these.
Not because we are
But these
fermenting with the water from when you wash the coffee, so it
Okay.
has a lot of mucilage, and when we ferment the coffee, we wash, so we cover that water done through to the creek. So we are using the water from the washing when you wash the coffee. So you can use it to ferment.
Okay, so you take care of
Yeah.
what's really a dangerous
Mhm.
byproduct for the rivers by
Yeah.
using it. I've never heard of anybody really using the pulpy water.
Yeah, we're using everything. Everything is with water from.
Does the
washed
pulpy
coffee.
water have any energy for the microorganisms
A lot
to
of
consume?
sugars.
There's a lot of
yeah.
sugars, yeah.
So this one is manganese.
Yeah.
Manganese.
You know that the byproducts of coffee processing has a lot of pectins. So I was always, pectin is the main ingredient in like facial creams and stuff. So I was wondering why we can't just rub pulpy water and mucilage on our
Yeah.
faces for the night and then wake up with
Like
better, no wrinkles. It's another,
But the pectins are a long chain of sugars,
right?
so it takes more time to ferment, but you can use it also to ferment microorganisms.
Or your face. Okay.
Or your face. And that's so each tank has one mineral,
Mm-hmm.
and then depending on the soil analysis,
Mm-hmm.
you blend each mineral and then spray to the fields. But we promote a better.
This is kind of like a bomb-making factory. I think in U.S. you'd be rated. What's interesting that is sort of illegal here, so to speak, is that in Costa Rica, you were saying the producer that wanted to produce his own ready-to-use nutrition and treatments was not allowed or threatened to lose his organic certification because you're not allowed to buy those ingredients and produce that on the farm.
On the farm.
You have to go buy a ready-made organic certified product.
Certified product. That's the
So he chose to abandon his organic certification so he could, because he was pissed off, basically. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, not that organic's bad, but that's crazy bureaucracy. And he was willing to certify each ingredient,
each ingredient.
but they wouldn't let him.
No.
Jeez, wow.
That's
Yeah. Okay.
so this one is to make phosphitos. Phosphitos is
It's a metal tube?
partial combustion of the bones grinded and burned, obviously.
Okay.
And
So you
the
create a
husk,
fire
coffee
below?
husk. Yeah.
You put it over a fire, and then in the tube is the ingredients?
No, the tube is only
Chimney.
for chimney
Oh,
and provide a little bit oxygen, so the combustion is not complete. Because when a combustion is complete, it's 100% carbon. You know, carbonized.
so this is like you make charcoal. You deny it oxygen?
With a little bit of oxygen. So with a little bit of oxygen, the calcium and phosphor they bound together,
Bond.
and you are making phosphatase, which is calcium phosphate, which is the main element for life. So
Uh-huh.
we are adding this phosphatase to each tank, and the fermentation is faster.
Calcium phosphates.
Faster. So the phosphate is kind of,
Wow.
and also you can
Yeah.
put in the plant 1 gram, and that's a good phosphor
Yeah.
source. It's a phosphor source, and it's available to the plants. This phosphatase was invented by indigenous tribes in Paraguay in South
Oh.
America.
I know I've seen this as a product in U.S., but
Mhm.
it's like $5 for a little bag
Yeah.
at Berkeley Horticultural Society. No, Berkeley Horticultural Nursery. Yeah. Okay. So where are you producing the Roya treatment? That's done with heat. Okay.
Here is a pot.
Okay.
This one is a sulfur,
Okay. How does it taste?
like hell.
There's sulfur.
Sulfur and calcium.
Is it like a? Does it taste like phenolic?
No.
Phenolic always seems like sulfur defect. And
You cannot smell like an egg.
yeah, it's really bad. It's not gourmet. So you're gonna cook here for the Roya treatment,
Mm-hmm.
potassium with
Sulfur
sulfur.
and calcium.
Oh, sulfur and calcium.
Sulfur and calcium.
And the heat is gonna do what?
Bound the calcium and sulfur.
And create.
One single poison for the calcium, which means that the calcium is bound to the sulfur.
Okay.
Because you prepare the sulfur aside and then the calcium. So when you boil
Uh-huh.
the water, they bound each other. They
Okay.
make one single element.
Uh-huh.
So you just put to boil 50 liters of water, and
Okay.
when the water is boiling,
Mm-hmm.
you add the mix of sulfur, 10
Mhm.
kilo of sulfur and 5 kilo
Mhm.
calcium.
Is this where you mix it?
Yeah, in the
Okay,
soil, and
this
then
is your
just
laboratory.
put it there.
Wow.
And then you just apply 1 liter for each 20 liters,
Okay.
and the cost is around 500 pesos, which means
Jeez.
20 cents.
20 cents.
20 cents.
It's pretty, yeah.
Each pump.
Each pump full, and it's a foliar spray
Foliar
for the
spray.
leaves.
So it's very cheap. 1 hectare, you can spray.
Yeah.
The cost for 1 hectare maybe will be 3,000 pesos. It's
Yeah.
$1 right now. So it's very cheap, and everybody can do it. But the certification says that you have to buy this product in the market,
Yeah.
and
Well,
you cannot make it in your farm.
Yeah, I hate
It
to
is
say it's like
easy.
a conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
but it is like, I mean, coffee's an industry, and
Mhm.
the associations that sponsor research, that fund research, have a lot of motivation to just
Mm-hmm.
not to basically
Mhm.
train in really simple methods like this. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, in how to prune your tree,
Mm-hmm.
farm techniques.
Mm-hmm.
But here you would be, if you produce this, you're not buying something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's generally not so good for an
Mm-hmm.
economy.
Yeah, because for
So-
example, for small coffee grower,
Yeah.
for 1 hectare you have to buy 1 liter of chemical,
Yeah.
and the cost is 200,000 pesos, which is $80. And for the same hectare, with only $1, you can spray the same hectare.
Oh my God.
So many small growers with 250,000 Colombian pesos, you can buy a lot of food for your house, for your home.
Yeah.
Instead, you have to buy the chemical, and
Hmm.
or you have to choose, or you buy the food for your house, or you buy the chemical to spray the hectare that you have.
Yeah. Or
So
school,
many people
school
don't spray.
fees or other. Yeah. You either
Yeah.
don't spray,
Don't spray, and then
or you
will
spray
attack
and you.
yeah. But if you, this is really easy. Also, you can control the roya or any fungus attack,
Yeah.
ojo de gallo, which is in Central America, and
So-
also control broca.
It can't be as effective though as some of the chemicals, can it? I mean,
To the people,
well, I mean,
or-
the cost is low, but no effective in terms of eliminating roya and
yeah, it's very effective. You only apply twice a year,
Yeah.
and that's it. You have
Twice
you have
a year?
Twice a year. You only have to apply after
Yeah.
the harvest, just before the flowering, because it can burn the flower. So you have to apply before the flowering, and then when the cherry is filling up with nutrients, you have to apply it
Yeah.
again. So twice a year.
But how
That's
much
it.
does the bone grinder cost?
The bone grinder is 1,500,000. But the
You could have a community bone grinder,
yeah, but
you know.
the bone grinder is just for making organic fertilizer, and you can have it, or
You can
it's
share
not-
with a
you can
community, you don't
share,
need it,
or-
yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
rule to use it.
Does it work for coffee too? If you want to grind a lot of coffee, make a big
Okay.
mocha pot.
Actually, that's for cut the sugar cane
Sugar
to
cane.
feed animals.
Oh,
We adapted to grind the bones.
Did you have to change the burrs or anything?
The motor, more powerful motor.
Oh, okay.
More power. And that's it. And also, this one is for make 100% vegetable carbon.
Oh, is this have a hole or no?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's upside down. it
What?
works, but it's for make
vegetable.
vegetable carbon. Is the name?
Yeah, carbon from wood.
From wood.
Why is the plastic bucket?
No.
on there?
It's just we are not using right now
Oh.
because it's the upside down.
Oh, okay.
We are not using right now. But we also grind the carbon and put into the bokashis.
Okay.
We do bokashis. But
Do
this
you-
is for foliar spray.
Right.
Only foliar spray. And for a soil, we are
Mhm.
making the bokashi.
I don't know much about this, but I mean, this is kind of just my own self-interest. But do you know if in the United States they have this, like, gardeners and farmers use these fermentation techniques, these microorganism fermentation,
In the
or
United States, you don't need it because in the States you have the 4 seasons. You have the winter, spring, and whatever. So the soils in the United States are almost intact because of the 4 seasons. Here in the tropic, you have to add the minerals, add the boron, the zinc, calcium, magnesium, because they are washed, because a lot of rain. We don't have winter, we don't have snow. So the soils in the tropic are very poor right now.
with
So
mineral.
With mineral.
It's-
In the United States, you have all the minerals. You only need to apply microorganisms.
Okay.
You only need to spray. I know, for example, in the Chicago area in Illinois, Spencer Farm, I think. Actually, there is a video called Sustainable on Netflix. You can see it.
Oh.
It's very special because they are only using spraying microorganisms,
Okay.
and the harvests are very, very good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
you need to put again the minerals into the soil.
Now, what are you using all the parchment for? This is just for fire?
No, just
For burning?
for the bokashis. bokashi. This is the bokashi.
And I'm sorry, the bokashi is what?
Bokashi is also is a fermentation, where we add cow manure, the husk, or pulp in this case. The pulp
Yeah, that's
comes
pulp
from
above the
naturals,
dark
from naturals.
natural coffee.
Natural coffee.
And the
This is the
husk
husk
is
from
washed
parchment,
coffee,
from washed
parchment.
coffee.
Mhm.
And we add
So this is
molasses.
an organic compost for the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
Around. Okay.
But it's different because compost takes 6 months, 3 months. But we are adding microorganisms and molasses as a energy source, and we are doing the bokashi. So you in 1 week you can have your solid fertilizer to apply to the soil. But the bokashi only works for reconditioner of the soils. It's not to feed the plants. It's just the home for the microorganisms that are on the soils.
Oh, okay.
It's just the home.
It's-
It's not for the nutrients is not enough for the plants.
It doesn't make enough available to
No.
the plant. So
So we are improving the soils
no.
with the bokashi, but it's only for the microorganisms.
What
And
does
the peop-
bokashi
mo-
mean? Is that
Bokashi means cooked by steam.
cooked by oh.
It's a Japanese term because when you are mixing,
Yeah.
and the next day they are fermenting and produce a lot of energy. So it's fermenting
I see.
when you turn around because it's aerobic fermentation.
So do you have an organic compost that you put on the plant's soil around for feeding the plant or no?
For just foam for microorganisms, and then we apply the microorganisms
As a foliar spray?
Yeah, for the spray.
That
and
drips
they
down. Yeah.
They live there,
Yeah.
and after that, the microorganisms digest the bokashi and feed the plants.
And you were
That's
saying some agronomists say that coffee plants can't take in the minerals and these what you're feeding as a foliar spray, like the
Yeah.
leaf can't do it, but you think that the microorganisms actually push into the
Pushing.
stoma of the leaf.
Yeah, some studies are suggesting that some firmicutes, which is a type of fungus, they can push the minerals into the stems on the
Yeah.
leaves
Uh-huh.
and can feed by foliar spray. But we are using the foliar spray and with very good results. But either you spray the leaves and also a lot of drops fall to the soil. And
Yeah, so
Yes.
that ends up somewhere
Mhm.
useful. Okay.
let me see if you have the microorganisms here. We can show you. Y le llamamos de microorganismos.
Are they? Can I see them? Can you pet them? Are they?
They are safe.
Okay. Are they safe? They won't bite me. Okay.
Actually, they smell very
Okay. I'm just trying to be funny, but this is an amazing operation that Leo and Jenni have here. Very innovative. And some of this you've seen from Costa Rica, from Ricardo Barantes. He had some of this information.
So yeah, they are using each mineral in each tank. For example, we are also growing vegetables, potatoes, and carrots, and everything. So we are doing some different preparation. This is the tank
Yeah.
A, which means only for when the plant is small.
Okay.
The tank B, one is preparing the flowerings. And this is the C, when the plant is filling the fruits or is about to the harvest. So we apply the C because they have different minerals in different proportions.
What was- Yeah. One question. What was the name of the person in Costa Rica that is the vegetable farmer?
Yeah,
Famous.
JJ Paniagua, Juan Jose Paniagua, in Costa Rica. in
Paniagua.
Salcedo. Paniagua.
It's
the
like
last
bread, bread and water. It's PANY.
PANIG Agua.
PANIGUA. So it's JJ Pan.
JJ Paniagua.
Iagua is sort of famous in Costa Rica, has a website selling produce,
Yeah.
organic and goes to fairs and stuff to promote these techniques. So he's the main source. So maybe
we learn from them, and he learned from a Japanese guy called Shogo. His name is Shogo. It's from Japan.
Okay.
They taught the microorganisms technique because in Japan it's very well known the EM, which means effective microorganisms, and the people just for it's not only for growing plants, it's also for human healthy, because you can drink the product of the microorganisms, and it's very common
EM.
in
And they
Europe
use here
also.
for as powder to put on for
It's
controlling.
liquid.
Oh.
It's a liquid. They sell a bottle, 1 liter, and you drink. It's called EMX. EM is only for vegetables and stuff to grow plants,
Yeah.
and EMX is for human consumption.
Yeah. I guess my crude mind thinks of BM and BMX, but that's not.
EMX.
And you can have a thing that you can drink, and then you can give some to your plants.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Do you know, I just want to tell you that I have a record, an old vinyl record that with music that I play for my plants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Plantopia. And there's a song for each type of plant, and they can hear the song and they grow better.
Once, yeah.
But there's not one for coffee. So. All right, thanks.
Days you can use it. So.
You can start to generate. So this is the pure collection of microorganisms.
It smell very good.
Ah, it's
very sweet.
It's winey and sort of balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic vinegar.
Wow.
Smell
And
very good.
so you go to a forest that's very pure, like 100 years old.
No human interaction.
No contamination by
Yeah.
people. Nobody has gone there and peed. I don't know how you know that. That's right.
That's why you need to know that the forest is.
Yeah, but it's just
Without
like people
human
pee
interaction.
everywhere. I pee everywhere, so that's really hard. And then because you don't want like human biological microorganisms from our gut, from our stomachs. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
And even dog? What about like other animals? Or
No,
it's better,
it's very.
very remote.
Very good.
And then you cultivate them by feeding them wheat.
And wheat, molasses, or even rice powder. You can use it also.
Okay. For the
Wheat
sugars,
also.
for the
sugars, yes,
types
it's
of
a
sugar.
carbohydrates
Yeah.
source.
Yeah.
So we are doing is just trying to promote his growth and increasing the population of microorganisms. That's what we are doing here.
This is kind of a weird question, but since I make beer and we produce a lot of spent products, it seems like the barley and the sugars in malt seem to be very good for feeding yeasts. So they're certainly available after you've boiled, and then I just have to discard that. But that could potentially be a good product to feed microorganisms too.
Actually, they are in Japan, and the people are using these microorganisms to degrade garbage and the houses, because, for example, in Japan they have to throw into the toilet once a week 1 liter of microorganisms just to degrade. And right now, for example, in Tokyo, the main river in Tokyo, the people can take bath or races with ski jets with the motor in
They can
the
do
river.
that.
Race.
They can race ski-doos in the river
In the river.
because
For example, the
the
main
microorganisms.
Yeah, the microorganisms. For example, the main palace from the king of Japan, emperor,
The emperor.
emperor, around the house, it was smelling so bad, and
Right.
then the people apply the microorganisms, and right now the people walk
So they can treat,
around.
yeah. I mean,
right
it's
now
for water
they
treatment.
are growing also
Yeah.
fishes and stuff.
Yeah.
But 2 years ago, it smelled
Yeah.
really bad. And so
Maybe
you
be
can
good in
treat.
like Texas and Florida because they love those ski-doos.
Mm,
They just love those.
yeah.
I hate those things. They're like water wasps with humans and fumes. Anyway, that's just me.
This one is the microorganisms.
Yeah, can I ask you a favor?
Mhm.
Is it possible to take a small, tiny sample
Yeah, sure.
that I could grow?
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
But I don't want to mix it with anything from my. I have to keep it separate. If I take this home, I should put it in a separate container and not mix with my own compost.
Yeah.
Only feed.
Yeah, only feed
Okay.
them and they continue.
Okay.
to grow. And the other one is
Thank you. Maybe I'll find a tiny bottle because I really don't need any much, and customs will not like microorganism. But you know.
this one is another type of microorganisms.
Okay.
Its name is Lactobacillus.
Yeah,
Lactobacillus is in all the plants.
but isn't
It's
that
a-
a huge family of microorganisms?
of bacteria. It's actually acid lactic bacteria, Lactobacillus. And every plant in the planet has this Lactobacillus because it's the natural protection against fungus or
Yeah.
other bacteria attack. So
This
we are
is
growing this also.
In beer making, this is a huge contaminant. When you're trying to ferment beer and you don't get your yeast started quick enough, you get lactobacillus contamination, and it ruins
Uh-huh.
the beer because the mixture you've made is such a rich feed. I should really, when I make bad beer and I know it's bad, I should just turn it into microorganism feed because. So, what do you do with lactobacillus? There?
When we have when we see some fungus attack like roja or another type of fungus, we
Yeah.
apply the lactobacillus, and they are very aggressive against the
Yeah.
fungus and attack and stop the problem.
So they outcompete the roya.
The roja.
Really?
Yeah, it's very aggressive.
No, we know because they're present everywhere in your house and everywhere, and
This is another fact.
yeah. Very cool.
So we have a plan to spray every month.
Mhm.
So one month we spray the sulfur and calcium. Another month we spray a mix of different minerals depending on the stage of the plant.
Mm.
But we spray at least once a month.
What I'm hoping to invent in the future is a motorcycle with microorganisms in the tank,
Yeah.
and then you just feed it with some molasses.
Yeah.
You leave it overnight, and then you just can ride to
You know,
like the city.
You have to look in the EMX microorganisms from the Japan because
Yeah.
they are using microorganisms in the tank and is
Yeah.
improving the gasoline kilometers. you
Yeah.
know?
Or you can have it ferment, then collect the gas, the biogas. Does it make a biogas? No.
No.
Okay. I was just throwing that out there. It's a nice motorcycle though.
It's a
Super
farm's
nice. Cool. Okay.
This one, for example, when we make the sulfur and calcium at the end in the bottom of the pot, we collect this, and it's special when you, for example, you prune the coffee, soca, the coffee, so you just paint the trunk and avoid a fungus attack.
Because it's such a dense mud.
Because
That
it
it
has a lot of
physically-
sulfur and then
Oh.
so avoid the fungus attack.
Yeah. So when you cut the tree,
Uh-huh.
you can make a better healing of the wound. Wow.
So we just paint paint the trunk and that's it.
Yeah. There's so many techniques that, I've honestly never heard of, you know,
Me neither.
it's a
This is-
worldwide problem in coffee is how do you prune and correctly and
Mhm.
stuff, but I've never heard of anyone treating the wounds in a way that,
Because when you prune the coffee,
yeah,
at least 20 or 40% died.
yeah.
So if you apply this in each trunk, you avoid the mortality of the coffee
Okay.
plants.
I've never heard of 40% dying from pruning, but
This is because depending on the weather, because
Oh.
it's raining a lot.
if you, yeah,
For example, here it's supposed to be, this is our dry season, and
Yeah.
last
It's-
night
yeah,
rained
pouring.
all night. So you prune supposed to be in the summer, but
Mhm.
when it's raining a lot, the fungus
Yeah.
attack and kill them.
This could be another, you know, like the pectin's another day spa treatment, like facial. It looks like a good mud mask. My friend wants me to get a face mask for them that's like a mix with diamonds in it. So you put it on your face and it makes your face beautiful because it has diamonds. So I wonder if that would, you know, I don't know, just anyway, this is super informative. Great. Bone
I
man.
can show you later the rock powder.
Rock
Because
powder.
when you are fermenting, you only put
Yeah.
a little bit in the tank, or if you are fermenting, I don't know, whatever type of microorganisms,
Yeah.
they need the energy source, but
Mhm.
they only it is not the only what they need. They need also minerals to ferment better and create enzymes, and actually they ferment faster.
I think Barbie had too much rock powder last night. I'm glad I finally got you to laugh. I was trying so hard. All right.
Barbie tuvo una fiesta muy pesada anoche.
Ay, no, no.
All right, we got two laughs. Pretty good.